Hello everyone, welcome back to W15 Garage. It's a new day, a new episode. We have a new BMW behind me. So yeah, a new project. But before anything, big thanks for watching my other N47 snap timing chain video. Thank you very much. It means a lot. All the comments, positive encouragements. So yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I will try hard. I will try to work hard to post more interesting videos. Um Today we have one, I think. So this is not a snap timing chain. It is a water damaged engine. I suspect Copart, kind of lied about it. It was, advertised as engine starts, and that was a big lie. I'm gonna even put the picture, with the description where it states engine start. It didn't start it, trust me. First of all, the starter motor was blown. I had to replace that, and that was my first clue that something is not right. Everything was corroded, the positive, the negative terminal. So I put a replacement starter. Then I started, tried to start the car. It's spinning, but nothing. So today I'd like to do a compression test, but I'm pretty sure we are low on compression. Also, I will start disassembling the bits. So yeah, let's start doing that, and hopefully in this episode we have a clear picture what's going on here. But I'm afraid this cylinder head needs to come off as well, and in this case it's not gonna be an easy fix like the other one, just a cylinder head job, and that and all happy days. I suspect we have some bent rods here, bent piston rods. So yeah, hopefully it's not the case. But how is my luck? It's always the worst scenario. So yeah, let's start disassembling the car and do the compression test. That's the main goal today. So I already connected my compression tester gauge. The glow plugs are removed. I just made a video, a short 6-7 minutes video. I just finished it on my new method, how I'm removing the glow plugs with great success. Please watch that. It will be in this playlist. I didn't want to make this video too long, so yeah, that's a separate small short 6-minute video. Please check it out if you are interested. For me it's working. Now I'm gonna give it a try. So this is cylinder number 1. I'm gonna put the camera so you can see it, and I'm gonna start the cranking. But I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about this, but it is what it is. So let's crank that engine. Well, it's not much. That is not good. So this was number 1. 8 bars. Not good, not good. Take 2, cylinder number 2. Let's see how much this one has for us. Well, look at that. 18, but still not enough. So this is cylinder number 3. Well, around 16, 17. So far, cylinder number 1 is the most damaged one, whatever the reason may be. So yeah, let's try number 4. Unfortunately, the cylinder head needs to come off again. Okay, so hydrolock would explain, probably crushed the roads, the piston roads. They are shorter. I don't know. We have to find out what's going on here. The results are not good. We are down on compression. So what can we do now? Better than having a good cappuccino. So what I'm gonna do now first, I want to have a look, visually at least in the valves, and then the head. So the head needs to come off. I will take it to the machine shop so they can vacuum test it, and then I can go from there. But before that, I'd like to tell you my story. Probably many of you ask, why on earth this guy is so fixated on timing chains, BMW timing chains. I have a few other videos, not many, but a few, and almost all of them is timing chain related. And yeah, there is a story behind that. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share with you, since this video is, it's Friday, I just want to go home. It's quite cold in here. I don't have a proper heating system, so I'm not gonna do much work on the car. I just want to share you the real story behind my addiction, if you like, with timing chains. So it was 2017. We got the bad news, about my father. He was diagnosed with cancer. It was a very tough period. I was already in England. They were back home, and I bought a car. I was thinking it could cheer him up a little bit, distracted from the whole this cancer stuff. And I didn't know much about timing chains, and I was decent. I knew what's an engine oil, bushings, brakes. I knew how an engine works, but beyond that, I had that belief that timing chains are made for life, whatever. I bought the car. It was a 2009 E60 with the N47A engine, the first generation, 177 horsepower. And I was, so upset and so, in the middle of finding out this stupid illness stuff, the cancer stuff. So I bought the car, and with my wife now, but back then my girlfriend, we just, took the car and started my journey to my home country, 2,500 kilometers roughly. It was an experience. So I delivered the car. After like 2 weeks, I got a phone call, and it was my father, and he said, "Son, the car stopped working. It was idling, it was outside the garage. He was, I think, planning to go somewhere, and while he was doing something, the car just stopped, and he took it to the local guy, and then it was diagnosed with broken timing chain. So apparently the timing chain was very stretched. So yeah, that's when I felt the most miserable in my life. I bought a car to my father. He was, yeah, obviously not doing well. And after 2 weeks, that stupid car broke down in a very, very, you know, ugly way. And back then, in 2017, timing chains, it was quite a big deal. Nowadays, everybody is doing timing chains. You can buy a timing chain tool for 35, 40, 50 pounds. Back then, only dealers and specialized shops had the tool, so it was a very, very painful fix. It cost us a lot of money, the worst timing ever, you know, to have a, you know, that kind of expense in the middle of that situation we were in. So I felt so miserable. That car, I hated it, and back to the point with timing chains. And then timing chain remained for me something ugly, and for I don't have mechanical background. I'm a hobbyist. I like cars, so I never worked in a shop. In my mind, that was the most complicated thing ever, a timing chain. So yeah, the car was fixed. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out too good with my father either. So 2 years, I think 3 years later, I started buying now or then a car from BCA for myself, you know, to enjoy it, and I started fixing them. Like, if there was a problem, rather than taking it to a mechanic, I bought the tool required to do that job, spend that money, but that tool remained, you know, I still had that in my toolbox. And I started low bushings, stuff like that, and but the timing chain was still there in my mind, and I started the research. I started looking up every video, every single description. I still have in my mind the diagram with the timing chain displacement, with the torque settings. I still have it, you know, here, and I memorized it. And then I think it was just before COVID kicked in. I bought an E90 Estate 2010. It was a nice car, but high mileage, 235,000 or something. But the timing chain wasn't rattling. It had a clutch problem. That was my first gearbox manual. And I didn't have the garage. My sister, she has a very, very small, you know, one car, you barely can open the doors, no electricity, but I was determined, and so I removed the gearbox, and once the flywheel was off, through the holes of the crankshaft, I could see the oil pump chain because it's visible. And it was, there you are, my biggest enemy, not enemy, but there you are. It was just the timing cover that separated me. And I remember I took a screwdriver like this, and through the hole I poked it just a little bit. So the first time I got in contact with the timing chain, but I didn't have the courage to remove it back then. So I replaced the flywheel with a second-hand one. The car was doing just fine, and I was like, every morning when I started the car up, I wished that please rattle. I wanted that chain to rattle because I wanted to do the job, but I was afraid, a little bit intimidated. It's a huge job, especially if you don't have the space. What elevator, what ramp? I just bought the ramps. If you watch my first 2 or 3 videos, you could see what kind of lifting equipment I've had. So, and the chain didn't rattle. It didn't want it to rattle. And long story made short, one day I said, that's it, I'm gonna do the job. I had a long week because I have a regular job. I'm a hard worker, not a mechanic. This is just a hobby. Probably one day I'm gonna reveal the story of my life and everything, details, but yeah, I have a job. So I took, I think, 2 days off and I started the job. I remember vividly. Transmission already, I knew how to do it because, you know, I've done the clutch. I removed the transmission, the pressure plate, the flywheel, and I started up here. And guys, I can tell you that I marked everything, every single pictures, full of pictures, and that's the way to do it. It's not a shame. It is not a shame. Everything, and obviously I could not remove the engine because how? With what? I didn't have a crane, or the space was so limited that the car in the front was like this much room, so I barely could stand. And at the back, I barely could close the carriage door with a headlight, because no electricity, just a small headlight, flashlight, and that's it.
Peace.
And yeah, I removed everything, and then the timing chain one. But I was so prepared. I done my research. I had the timing to the 2 dots and 1 dot on the camshaft, spot on, locked. Then I went down, but then there was a problem. The wheel pan, I didn't have enough room, and bless my heart, I lowered the steering rack, but I thought I have to remove the tie rod ends as well. I don't know why. So the struggle, I removed the wheels and removed the tie rod ends, and that's how I lowered the steering rack. Obviously you can lower the steering rack without removing them, but whatever. And I think a whole week lasted. So those 2 days I took off, plus I had to work afterwards. I've done afternoons, but it took me a long time to, but I done it properly, retorqued everything, checked it twice, and the car started up, no problems. And I used that car afterwards half a year, something like that. And that was when I conquered my fear, or I turned the whole thing around and put the whole thing behind me. And now we are good friends. I like BMW's timing chains. And believe me or not, I've done 18, 19, 20, I don't know how many timing chains, and not one timing belt. Never. And not because I could do it, and I will do it probably, but I don't care about that. I still have this, timing chain stuff and BMW. So this is why I have so many videos with timing chains, and I'm talking about timing chains and BMW engines. This is the background. It's a bit painful. The one thing that bothers me the most is that my father cannot be here to see me do this. He would be proud, I think. And oh man, I would be so happy to fix his car now. Yeah, but yeah, life is tough. This is my biggest regret, I guess, that yeah, he didn't see me fix cars. So that's a new chapter in my life without him. Other than that, yeah, I enjoy timing chains. But, in the next video, I'm gonna do some, progress, remove the gearbox, the head, and I don't know. remove the engine maybe, but I want you to take the cylinder head to the shop so we can have a clear answer on that. So that being said, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Take care and see you at the next one. God bless you.